Good morning, Sunday school friends. How are you? It's hard to believe how many Sundays that we've been in our at-home Sunday school, isn't it? But I guess it's going to be a little while longer. And thank you guys so much for being careful and for wearing your masks and for helping all of your neighbors and our whole community get better. So sorry it's been so long, but I'm glad we have this time together. So our story, again this week, is another story about seeds. And it's another story where we're not really sure what question Jesus is answering when he tells his seed story. So we'll try and figure that out together, okay? So do you have a garden? What do you grow in your garden? Do you grow flowers or do you grow vegetables or do you grow both? Are there any weeds in your garden? Yeah, there are weeds in mine, where I have to go and pick the weeds out so that the vegetables and the flowers can grow without the weeds. But sometimes when you go out to get rid of the weeds, you make a mistake. And you either pull something up that was supposed to be a plant and you thought it was a weed and you pulled it up, or sometimes the weeds and the flowers or the vegetables are growing so close together that their roots are all tangled up together, and when you pull the weed out, the plant comes out too. Pastor Jane always tells a story of her husband Bob having planted a whole bunch of plants, and she went out to weed because that's her favorite job. And she didn't know about the plants, and she pulled them all up thinking they were weeds. So sometimes we make mistakes about that, don't we? So it's kind of hard. So Jesus told that kind of a story, and he said the farmer had planted his fields and the plants were growing, but then there were all kinds of weeds. And so the people who worked in the fields said, "Should we go and pull up all the weeds?" And the farmer said, "Nope, don't do that. We'll figure that out later, what's a weed and what's a plant. But if you pull up the weeds now, you might pull up good plants that are going to turn into vegetables or flowers. So don't do that now," which was kind of a weird thing, the workers thought. So Jesus told that story to answer a question, and I'm not sure, again, what the question was, but I think it might have been, "Jesus, what should we do with bad people? What do we do when people are mean? Can we just tell them to go away?" So Jesus told a story about good plants and weeds, and he said, don't pull them up, because each person has a little bit of plant in them and a little bit of weed. Are there days? There are days in my life when I am more like a weed than a flower. When I'm kind of cranky, or I'm not as patient as I should be. And if someone was looking at me at that time, they would say, "She's kind of a weed. Can we pull her out and get her out of here? So she's not growing in our garden anymore." But Jesus knows that somewhere inside of me, there's also a plant and a flower, that I'm not cranky all the time, and that you don't want to pull me up and throw me away, because there's times when I am not so bad, right? So Jesus said that's the way it is with all people, that sometimes you might see them and say, "Ooh, that's someone we don't want to be around." But then if you give them some time and some love and some good soil, they might be great. So God says we don't want to throw those people away, right? Think about that. Are there people sometimes on the playground, at the park, or in school who aren't being very nice to other people? But then sometimes they are nice, right? And you need to encourage that and not throw them away, right? That's what Jesus said. be careful about who you say is not a good person, because it might just be a bad day, right? So how about if we try to play a little game, and you guys can make one of these games, a memory game, to play with your brothers or sisters or your grown-ups. So all I did was I just did 6. It's just kind of like a matching game, but you can make as many as you want. And I just taped the hearts down, but underneath are some words. So let's see if we can match the words with each other. So the first one I'm going to lift up, and it says God. Let's see if I can find another match that says God. Oh, that says everyone. That's not a match, is it? So I'm going to cover those up. All right. And this says loves. That's not either one of these, is it? Let's see if it's this one. That says everyone. Let's see, where was everyone? Was it here? Oh, everyone and everyone. Okay, we've got that match. All right, now let's see what was under this one. That says loves. Oh, and there's loves up there. We made that match, right? So what have we missed? This was God up here. Which one haven't we looked at yet? Down here. So we have 3 words. Do we think you can tell me what order they go in? We have loves, and we have God, and we have everyone. How about everyone loves God? That's a sentence, isn't it? Do you think it's true? Do you think everyone loves God all the time? I bet that some people don't even know about God, so they don't love God. How about if we try a different sentence? Can you guess what that one might be? God loves everyone? Do you think that's true? I think that's true, right? So you guys make a matching game to play with your grown-ups or your brothers or sisters, and tell me what you match. You don't have to use words. You can use pictures, or you can use colors, or you can use stickers, but remember to have something that matches so that there's a pair, right? So what did we remember about weeding? You don't want to throw anybody away, because God loves everyone, right? So good to see you guys. Hope you're having a good summer. I miss you. I can't wait to hear all about the fun things you're doing. I bet some of you have learned how to ride bikes. I bet some of you have learned how to swim. I bet some of you have worked in the garden. I bet some of you are getting so tall, and I haven't seen you. I saw a picture of Savannah. She was at her daddy's wedding, and she's gotten so tall since the time we've been at home. So I can't wait to see all the changes in your lives when we're back together. All right, take care. I love you. See ya.